So today I'm going to attempt to do a spotlight on primary mathematics, Singapore. This is for 2A, and I decided to do one of these because a YouTuber, channel name is This Life of Ours. She's done some spotlights on curriculum, and I thought that was a very good idea for those that like to see the book before they buy it, but they can't actually get their hands on it. So I'm going to do one over Singapore. This is 2A, and this is the stack I have is the U.S. edition. So the first one is the Home Instructor's Guide. Then there is the textbook, Primary Mathematics textbook, and the workbook. And this is an intensive practice. It's just extra practice. They also sell challenging word problems. But I will go over, I'll kind of show you how to use this for one lesson anyway. I'll show you one lesson. This is just a little introduction here. This little light bulb tells you that means objectives, and the notepad is notes to the instructor. The arrow is ideas or activities. The dice are for games. And this symbol with the finger pointing to it tells you where you can find the textbook, the lesson in the textbook to go with that. And the one with the pencil is for the homework, which are in the workbook assignments. This is the table of contents. Alright, sorry about that. The lens cap kept getting in the way. So this is the table of contents. It includes a weekly schedule. I don't go by this, I just do it as what's best for us. So Unit 1, it tells you that it teaches the numbers to 1,000. And Unit 1 is divided into parts. There are 3 parts. Numbers to 1,000, looking back like tens and ones, comparing numbers, and there's hundreds, tens, and ones. Then Unit 2 teaches addition and subtraction, addition without renaming, subtraction without renaming, addition with renaming, subtraction with renaming. Unit 3 talks about length, measuring length in meters, measuring length in centimeters, measuring length in yards and feet, measuring length in inches. Then Unit 4 is on weight, measuring weight in kilograms, in grams, in pounds, in ounces. Unit 5 is on multiplication and division. Then there's Unit 6, multiplication tables 2 and 3, dividing by 2, dividing by 3, and then this is just also has all the answers. These are just the answers to the workbook and more answers. This is their suggested weekly schedule. So like for week 1, they suggest that you do Unit 1, looking back, and lessons 1 and 2. I don't know if this is very clear or not. Text pages 6 through 8 here. These are the exercises you need to do, and these are the materials that you would need. And they also have a section, they recommend you do mental math 1, 2, and 3 during the first week. We don't do these. We haven't had to right now, but my 5th grader, we have done a couple of them with her, but not for my 2nd grader yet. But anyway, this kind of goes like that. So they just kind of like lay out how would be best, how they suggest you to use it. And here they just list some additional materials that you'll need, like a base 10 block, a place value chart, number disc. Now, I bought the base 10 set. I made my own place value chart, and I made my own number disc. I did buy the multi-link cubes, and I printed out our own 100 chart. And here are some more things that you would need, just basic stuff. Okay, so So for Unit 1, like this would be the first lesson here. Part 1, looking back. So here, the child for this day, they're going to learn tens and ones. And you can find their lesson on pages 6 through 8 of the textbook. Okay, so here's page 6. Numbers to 1,000. So looking back. But it kind of gives a little note to the teacher here. It tells them that in Primary Mathematics 1, the students learned to relate the two-digit numbers to the place value concept, and it goes on. Then here, it tells us some activities to do. It says to use a place value chart. It gives us some, let's see here, yeah. Alright, so it just gives us an activity to do here to help the child see it. And here are some questions to ask. And then the learning task. Okay, so over here to the textbook, we kind of go over these pages here, 6 through 8 with the child. These are some problems. Page 6 and 7, and then page 8. Okay, and you'll see at the end of page 8 where it says Workbook Exercise 1. So, for the textbook that I just showed you, these are the answers to some of those, well, to all those problems. And after they've done that, just like at the end of the textbook, it said Workbook Exercise 1. And over here, so they do Workbook Exercise 1. So you get out the workbook. Okay. Here's Exercise 1. And this is what they write in. They don't write in the textbook, they write in the workbook. So here's some problems for them to do. And this is all Exercise 1. And that's all of Exercise 1. Next one's Exercise 2. Okay, so some lessons in the textbook are only going to be just a page, like this would be the next day's lesson, this page here, and this would be all for the next day. So some lessons are shorter, some are longer. The teacher's book, some days, let me find one here. Okay, here's one. Like, some days they give you more than just one activity to do. So here would be an activity for one lesson. And there's another one, and another one. So this lesson, a couple days later, has 3 different activities to do. Alright. This is just a practice book. Let me show you how it's broken into topics. So like topic 1 is numbers to 1,000, then addition, subtraction, length, weight, multiplication, division, multiplication tables of 2 and 3, review, and some challenging problems. So whatever your child is having trouble with, whatever topic or concept they're having trouble with in these, if you want to give them extra practice, just find the topic, like weight, for example, page 46. Okay, so here's the one over weight, and let's see, it goes from page 46. Oh, this book does not open flat. We haven't used it yet. Well, can't do this one-handed. But, so for so many pages, it'll give you several problems over a topic. You just kind of pick out what problems you want them to work on. Alright. But, let me show you what the textbook content tells. Alright, the preface says that it teaches concrete, pictorial to abstract approach. So this table of contents is not as detailed as the Home Instructor's Guide, but it's still the same thing here. Numbers to 1,000, addition, subtraction, links, weight, multiplication, division, multiplication tables of 2 and 3, and reviews. And I already went over this lesson with you. Okay, so another day, the child would compare some numbers. And this is a new topic. And then they would do exercise 3 here in their workbook. Let's see, exercise 5. Okay, so here would be exercise 3. Now, the reason I highlighted these is I just highlighted the ones I wanted my child to do because she understood the concept, the greater than, less than arrow thing. She understood that really easy. She really, really liked it. And so we just kind of breezed through this topic, so I didn't have her do every single problem. So I just highlighted the ones I wanted her to do. But the exercise 3 is these 2 pages, and then this one. And see, I only highlighted these 3, but she done all of them just because she likes the arrows. Anyway, okay. Now the contents in the workbook just only tells you the exercises and what pages they're on. Okay. Alright. So, just go ahead and go through some more of these pages. Okay, here's a practice. After a few lessons, sometimes it's 2 or 3, sometimes it's, I don't know, maybe a little more, but after every so many lessons, they will have a practice, and then they will have a review. Here, the child learns hundreds, tens, and ones. You can always pause the video to see this a little bit longer. But Singapore is like it's a mastery approach, so they spend, a certain amount of time on one topic before moving on to another. So that topic was, I forget. Hundreds or something. So here's a practice over that last topic that was learned about. Now you're going on to Unit 2, Addition and Subtraction. And see, they even give, word problems in here too. Here's addition without renaming. Subtraction without renaming. And see here, it says to do workbook exercise 13. So like every other page will tell you to stop for the day and do a workbook. So here's workbook exercise 14. Here's practice. And there's another practice. Now you're doing addition with renaming, which is just carrying over. There's another practice, and another practice, and a practice, and 2 more practices. Now you're going to work on links. Now this unit is Unit 4 on weight. Couple more practice. This is a practice and this is a review. And Unit 5, multiplication and division. We're getting close to the end. Now the primary mathematics of Singapore, each number, like this would be for, it's 2A, so like each grade level would have 2 books. So if you do this for second grade for the 2, you would have 2A and 2B. So like 2A is for one semester, 2B is would be for the next semester. Here's the multiplication table of 3. Some more practices here. This is really hard to do one-handed. Almost there. Alright. That is the end of the textbook for 2A. And the workbook, like they actually do the work in. See if I stand up. It'll help. Even in the workbook, they will have some reviews. Let's see, even in the workbook, there are word problems. Okay, you can tell I didn't have my child do this page. I had her pick because she really likes to borrow, subtract like that. She really likes to borrow, and it's not really a problem for her. So I had her do, I think the textbook said to do exercise 22 and 23 in one day, and you can see it's these 2 pages, these 2, and then this one. So it was 5 pages, and I just thought that was just too much for her to do. So I told her I wanted her to do these word problems, and I wanted her to do this page, but I wanted her to pick 2 more pages to do, and she picked these word problems and this one. So. And we're getting close to where we are at right now in it. Yeah, this was the lesson she done today. This is our first year using Singapore, and from the reviews I read, it doesn't sound like it's a very good idea to just start using it if you didn't start with it to begin with. And they say that it's advanced, so if your child is in, 6th grade, you should get, if your child's in 2nd grade, you should get 1st grade, and you should get a year below. Well, I didn't want to go all the way to 1A, so when we started the school year out, I done 1B, and then she's, over half done with 2A now. And when we're done with that, we'll continue with 2B. So see, here's review. So we haven't got to this part yet. But the stuff in the workbook goes along with what was taught in the textbook. The teacher's book, well, the home instructor's guide. It tells you, it gives you some activities to do, ways to teach it, different ways to present it to the child. And I really like that. And all of this that I've been flipping through for the past several pages is all over multiplication. This is the 3 tables now. Now it's division, it looks like. I have read comments in Singapore reviews about there not being much review and practice, but I don't know. I think that there is. I think it's really good. Also, if you're not satisfied with the textbook and workbook as it is, they also make this extra practice, this intensive practice is what it's called, book to go along with it, and there's challenges inside of this and also word problems. And like I said earlier, they also make these challenging word problems book to go with it too. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry if I sound a little scatterbrained or something. I'm not really. It's just I'm nervous talking to myself while I'm making this video for you. It feels weird. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so I showed you the workbook and the textbook. I showed you some of this. Let me just show you a few more examples of the features here. So here's Unit 2, Addition and Subtraction. And it tells you what the objectives are for this lesson. And it gives the teacher a little note here saying, hey teacher, in Mathematics 1, addition and subtraction were associated with the part-whole concept of number bonds. So it kind of gives you some things to do in the beginning to prepare the child for the lesson. And then here's an activity to do with the child, a little hands-on thing. You need some objects. And they do page 22 in their textbook. And learning tasks 1 on page 23. These are the answers. These are the answers to learning task 2. These are the answers to learning task 3. Here is another activity to do. Here's a game to do. Another game, and then you do workbook exercise 8. And then here's the review of mental math, comparison. For my second grader, I don't really use this home instructor's guide because the concepts right now, I don't know, I just teach them and she gets it. Now, if she's struggling with understanding a concept, then I'll go in the home instructor's guide here, and I will look up an activity, to maybe help her understand it a little bit better. But I do like the home instructor's guide. Anyway, but I think you get the gist of it. of the Home Instructor's Guide. Alright, so as far as the price goes, I should have looked that up before I started this video, but I know about 4 years ago was when I first was interested in this, but I was kind of scared to do it, so I didn't do it. I held off for a couple years, and then last year I just decided to do it. Well, the years prior to me purchasing this, I was told it was a cheap, very affordable program, and just the initial prices, I'm like, wow, that is cheap. I think the workbooks and textbooks are like $12.50 a piece. I was like, wow, that's really cheap. Well, whenever I went to buy it, and I actually, I got the Home Instructor's Guide, like for 2A, you have the Home Instructor's Guide, the textbook, the workbook. This is what you have to have. Then if you purchase the intensive practice, and then also the challenging word problems, so that would be 5 books just for like 2A, but then you would need 2B, so there's 10 books then, except for the challenging word problems. I think that is just for the whole year. But anyway, so there's like 9 or 10 books for the whole year, for 2 semesters. And I did figure it up when I went to buy it, and I think it was going to be about $160 just for 1 year of math for one child. So when you compare that to others, that's not cheap. But anyway, I do like it, and my child likes it, and we plan on continuing it, for the next few years anyway. But anyway, I hope this video helped. I might do one for my 5th grader. She also is using Singapore for the first time. It's the same setup, just different problems. I might do one, I might not, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful.